So today, guys, I'm going to be going through One Interfaces, what it does, and how we use it to make music. So, firstly, when you're first starting making music, you've decided you want to start recording your own stuff, maybe producing. You're going to need a couple of things, most important things. One of these, so this is an interface, audio interface. You're going to need a DAW. That could be Logic, that could be FL Studio, that could be Ableton. There's so many you could choose from. Those are just like the industry standard, in quotations, industry standard DAWs, and the most popular. Most people will use them. Okay. Once you've got that, you're going to want to get yourself a microphone, a nice condenser microphone. Now, normally when you get an interface, you are able to get a package that provides a condenser microphone. It's normally a Rode NT1A. So once you've got those, you obviously need the cables for them. That'll be an XLR cable. And if you've got speakers, you're going to want a 1/4 inch jack cables as well. They're obviously going to run from the speakers to the interface and vice versa. But breaking down the interface. So this is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 Solo. These are the most popular interfaces most beginners start with. I started with this one, hence I still have it, and I can show you this video now. When you first unpackage it, you're going to get this, and you're going to get a USB cable as well. Now, to set up the Focusrite, you're going to want to plug this in. So there's an input on the back. That runs in there like that. And you're going to end up with this. This then needs to go into your computer. Now, that could be a Mac. It could be a normal Windows computer, whatever computer you're running from. If you are using a Mac, I have one of the newer ones. So they've scammed me and I can't actually put it in like this. So I've got to get an attachment. If you have the same issue, you'll need to also get an attachment unless you're going to run it into like a hub. I also have a hub. You can use that as well. But if it's just basic, that's what you can do. If you don't have a Mac, don't worry about it. This is go straight into a USB port, okay? So, coming to the front of the interface, you've got here the XLR input. Next to that is 48 volts, phantom power. If you're recording from a condenser mic, you're going to need to engage that every time. If you don't engage that, you won't get a signal. With a dynamic mic, it's different. The SM7B, for example, but that's a whole other video we can talk about another time. You're likely going to end up with a condenser mic as your first microphone. Make sure the 48 volts is on, okay? Don't turn it on until your microphone is in. Do not turn it on. It could damage the mic. Just above that, we have the gain section. Now, with the microphone inputs, gain level, sorry, you can crank them a little bit higher up if you need to. Obviously don't overcook it, otherwise you're going to record into your DAW. It's going to be too hot. The next one, you've got the line input here. So this is for instruments. You can use a guitar, a bass guitar, directly from the guitar straight in here with the 1/4 inch jack. And then you've got the gain settings for that here, okay? So with the line instruments, their signal comes in a lot hotter. So you really don't need to be cranking this. You can probably be going somewhere in the middle between the bottom and the middle. You don't need to be going all the way forward, otherwise you'll just clip. The second you clip, it's game over. You can't fix that. You then have the instrument tab here. If you press that, it just lets the interface know that you're recording an instrument. So press that if you're recording your guitar, for example. You've then got the main output for the monitors, or if you're using headphones. This is going to control the level that's going into your speakers or your headphones, okay? So I'd recommend, if you're mixing, don't crank it the whole session. Otherwise, you're going to get ear fatigue and get tired. And it's just not, it's like, obviously turn it up when you feel like it's a good time to, but you're going to get very bored if it's just really loud the whole time, in my opinion. Okay, so moving on, you've got the headphone jack here. It's self-explanatory. That's where you're going to plug in for the headphones. So if you've got headphones, 1/4 inch jack, straight in there, then you can listen on headphones. That's the most common approach to this when you're using interface. When you first start, not everyone can afford speakers. They can be expensive. So you just plug your headphones in there, and then you're good to go. So on the back, we've got the left and right outputs here, line outputs. So if I've got my 1/4 inch jack cables, I've got my two speakers. I'm going to plug from my speakers. They're going to go into here, right and left. This now means whatever's being captioned here will then output to my speakers, which means I'm going to get the sound from the speakers, and I'll control that volume using this.